So I put a post out on Facebook a couple days ago about trailer system, and this is going to be kind of a video going over trailer system, how to set it up, kind of the way it works. So first and foremost about this trailer system, this isn't really for your mild steels or anything like that. This is mostly for exotics, your 321 stainless, Inconel, titanium, because this uses a lot of gas. You have to back purge, then you also have to use your regular cup, which is usually a big cup like this, and then also you have to run gas to the trailer system. So going over some of the basics, first and foremost, you're going to need big cups. This is a 16 champagne cup. I don't know where you can pick them up. They give it to us at work. One thing you need to know about these cups is the screens that come with it suck. They don't work very well. I've always had issues with them, so I ended up just taking them out, throwing them out. And this is bronze mesh. You can pick it up in sheets. It's great to have, especially if you got cups that use screens, because it's really easy to replace. You don't have to go buy them, then wait for them. You can just cut these little things out, have them on hand, and they work great. They work really well. So you're going to need that and just basic supplies for this. As you can see, this is just a nut, some welding wire, a hose clamp, and then on the back here is actually a stainless nipple. That's from work. You probably don't want to go out and get one of these because they're pretty expensive. But you could use anything that has something that you can stick a hose onto. This necessarily doesn't have to be welded to the nut. You can just take some JB weld and stick it on there as long as it doesn't leak. And pretty much the way this is made is you take a nut, find a nut that fits on, if I can do this one. Here we go. And so you just need a nut that this will screw into. You screw the nut, the gas lens into there. Take a piece of welding wire, and what you want to do is you want to heat up the nut first and then push the welding wire on there and hold it and pull off your arc. And that'll freeze it on there, and then you just do the same to your hose clamp and then whatever you're going to run at the back. And that's pretty much it. One thing you need to know if you're going to use a gas lens as a trailer is you do need to block off the middle hole. A piece of welding wire works really well. Just find one that fits in there and just smash it in there. And at the back you can just take a punch, put punch down in there, smash it as well. And then when you use a cup as a trailer, I can get this, doesn't matter. When you use a cup as a trailer, this is one we get from work. You don't have to go out and try to make you one. You can literally just use one of your regular cups. But for a trailer system, what I really like to do is put some Scotch-Brite in there. It works really well to diffuse the material or to diffuse the argon, and then you can just take your screen mesh and put your screen mesh in there once you have everything, and that's it. Obviously you'll have your Scotch-Brite in there as well, and then you just attach it to the cup or to the gas lens, attach it to your nut, and that's basically it. So I've attached it to the torch. Pretty much all you do to attach it to the torch is you open the hose clamp all the way up, put it on there, tighten it down. The welding wire, as you can see, is pretty bendable, so you can get this in really any position you need it to be in. This welding wire that I made is actually a little short for what I would like. You can bend it kind of like a V shape, and that gives you plenty of room to move it around depending on what cup you're using. One thing you need to know about this is you need to set this up properly, because if your argon is coming out of here and it messes with your argon from here, you get turbulence, blow your argon off. That's not very good. So you want to do some practice pieces messing with your gas flows. What I have found is that usually on my main cup, we use liquid argon at work, so this will be a little different for you if you're working off a bottle. Generally a 12 cup, I use 25 CFH, and on the trailer system I try to use 15 or so. Also, the way you set this up, put it upside down, So as you can see, I kind of have at an angle. This is for tubing mostly, because you'll have a problem where your argon will like to flow off the side of the tubes and then you lose your argon. So I like to set it up at kind of an angle that follows a tube, and for whatever size tube you're using, you can adjust this quite easily. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is a setup you definitely want to play with before you decide to use it on anything actually important, to make sure that you have everything correct, because you don't want to blow your argon off, especially if you're working with something like titanium, because it's clearly obvious when it happens. So this actually allows me, usually at work, to we use a turntable, so we run continuous welds. But if I do have to work off the turntable, I can go pretty much as far as I need to go before my angle is off. Whereas normally if you do stainless pipe or something like that, exhaust tubing, you'll know that you have to do a couple dabs, stop, let it cool off, do a couple more dabs, stop, cool off. And that is pretty time consuming for the most part. So this allows you to move as far as you can go until your torch angle is off, or until you can't see anymore, which is the whole reason why I like to use this. Plus, when you're working with aerospace stuff, you kind of need that, since it's going on an airplane and they don't like crappy parts going on airplanes. So that's pretty much it. I'm thinking about doing more videos when it comes to welding exotic type materials. That would be 321 stainless, Inconel, titanium, those type of materials, because there's already a ton of YouTube videos going over basically how to weld everything already, but this would be from the perspective of somebody who does it for aerospace. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if y'all have any questions, or you have any questions about welding in general, how to get better welds, or something's not working out for you and you don't really know where to go to ask, you can ask me. I'll try to help you with what I can. I'm not a know-all. I can't say that I know everything. I haven't been doing this that long, but I'll do what I can to help. Appreciate it.